Okay, so before I get started with this explanation, I'd like to remind you that if you're calling over a TO, either you or the opponent needs to start recording the replay on your phone to save time. Once you record it, you can scrub through to the right moment to show the TO. Now let's get started. To spot MLG, you really only have to pay attention to the launch trajectory and what move Steve's doing. If he gets launched far too high or not nearly low enough, and he does an aerial as he gets launched, that would be MLG. It always adds a lot of extra upwards momentum. Now to begin explaining how to spot PMLG, I'm first going to show some animations. First off, this is what it looks like when Steve gets sent into non-tumble hit stun. The defining feature is that Steve's head is tilted far back and his arms and legs are separated. When he's facing away from the opponent, he also does a spin. This is what the last frame of hit stun looks like. Notice specifically that Steve's legs are brought together so you can't see through them. As you can see, the very next frame, Steve becomes actionable again. Now I'm going to explain how the barrier block works. On frame 1 of hit stun up to frame 29, if Steve tries to place a block, he will instead get the barrier block, whether that's from PMLG or by normal means. On frame 30 and on, you simply place a block. Here you can see a comparison. Neither of these is going to be using PMLG. At 0%, Ryu's up throw is sending into 28 frames of hit stun and actionable frame 29, and you're going to get the barrier block. At 5%, it has 29 frames of hit stun, and Steve becomes actionable frame 30, and the block comes out like normal. Here's another comparison, except now Steve's going to use PMLG to cancel before and after frame 30. Kazuya's crouch jab sends into significantly more than 30 frames of hit stun, so despite how it looks, both of these clips show Steve actually using PMLG to escape the hit stun, even though one of them successfully places a block. It's important to note that if Steve executes PMLG with a phantom block to cancel, there's never going to be a barrier block, because Phantom Block never actually tries to place a block. Even in this case though, there'll be a frame 1 change to Steve's normal non-tumble hit stun animation. His head will lower down to be level to the camera. Now here's what it looks like when you escape Samus Usmash using STI. Note that if somebody's spamming STI, it's going to be incredibly hard to also time a neutral special. So if you see STI lines like that, they're very likely not using PMLG. Here's what it looks like to escape with PMLG. Note that Steve takes the damage from only the first hit, then cancels into air dodge. Lastly, remember that Steve can buffer Phantom Block out of any animation that leaves him unactionable, including but not limited to jump squat, any of his moves, ledge jump, and both kinds of hit stun. I hope this has been helpful. Please share this video with your region's TOs.